It was my first job, so I was very nervous but excited. I loved working there. It was such a positive experience for me. I really liked it.
I felt very happy and I was very proud of myself because it was something I earned on my own. I worked hard for it and it was really great to see that my hard work paid off. I bought things, I helped my mom out with purchasing things for the house and the family. I bought clothes and, things I needed, but most of it's being saved.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for coming. There's always a lot of negative things in the news. We know that gets on the front page of the paper a lot of times, but it's important to talk about programs that are working the way that they're designed. And when county government has an opportunity to lend a hand and try to get people, particularly young people, into the workforce and being productive members of our community, that's something that we want to celebrate. What we're here today for is to celebrate and share the success of the 2013 Summer Youth Employment Program as the program comes to a close. And we have some community leaders here who are going to talk about that a little bit, and I'll introduce them. We announced our support of the program, and we're proud that we've achieved our goals. The program increases, just to summarize, it increases the ability of youth to compete in the current job market because it's developing, it's really giving them a work history. That's one of the biggest things that new entrants into the workforce face is they haven't proved themselves yet. And this allows them to prove themselves. There were a total of 2,573 youth who were employed through this program this summer. That's an incredible number if you think about it. Isn't that great? They were earning $7.85 per hour. They averaged about 150 hours total, and it was about $3 million in wages to youth. And that not only helps their families make it in a tough economy, but it teaches them the value of hard work and the value of savings and the value of moving on towards your goals. Each of the young people that participated had their own savings account at Huntington Bank, and they can cash those checks there. And I hadn't thought about this before, but it's consistent with the program that we're starting this fall, where every single kindergartner in this county is having a college savings account that is set up in their name. Similar concept. We're letting people know and teaching children through different stages of their life the importance of saving money and planning for the future. There were 650 worksite locations, and that ranged everything from community organizations, urban farms, churches, schools, cities, city facilities, retail businesses, and healthcare facilities. Most of the young people were ages 14 to 18, and for most of them, it was their first real job. The job retention, and I think this is so important, 90% of the younger kids in the program completed it, and 80% even of the older kids that were in it completed it. And that's important too, because there's this myth that is out there, and it is totally a myth, that young people don't want to work. They do. They're dying for these kind of opportunities, and when they're given these opportunities, they're responding in overwhelming numbers. And this story, or in this program, is a great example, living example of that. Job retention is also an important component of this, and employment readiness. So virtually every single individual that goes through the program is going to get a proficiency score in terms of getting kind of those core competencies down to continue to be employed in their next profession. There were also a number of success stories in terms of young people being offered permanent positions, which is another goal of the program. So there were permanent positions in the retail industry at Metro Hospital and Cleveland Public Library. So at this point in time, I'm going to introduce Carol Rivchun. She's the president of Youth Opportunities Unlimited. They're our primary partner in this program, a great partner. And let me turn it over to her to introduce some other folks and explain some other aspects of the program. Carol?
Thank you very much.
Sure.
Over 2,500 youth working at 650 work sites. That is huge. And the only way that can happen is because of a wonderful and trusting collaboration that we have with community organizations as well as the work sites. There has to be a partnership, and that's really been the secret of this program. The development corporations and the neighborhoods know their youth. We want those youth to work in their neighborhoods as much as they can. And so with the development corporations and local groups, identifying the youth who are most at risk and need the jobs, and their families need the jobs, and then helping us recruit those 650 work sites so that the kids are working right in their neighborhood. And that makes it possible to help the kids are helping their own organizations and their own businesses in their neighborhood. The youth and supervisors in every work site are visited weekly to make sure that everyone is having a quality experience and the work is getting done, that the youth are getting the breaks that they need, the water that they need, the supervision that they need, so that everybody's safe. So we thank the county so much and Executive FitzGerald for making this tremendous achievement possible. For more than half the kids, as he said, they are opening that pay stub for the very first time. Do you remember what it's like when you saw what the first paycheck that you got and remembering how hard you worked to get it? The kids are learning those employability skills, showing up on time, making sure that they're listening to directions, and showing up again the next day when they really rather sleep in. The importance of those skills. I don't know why employers call them soft skills, because they're really the hardest things. And the kids are thanking us and thanking the county for the opportunity to show what they can do. So to talk a little bit more about it are two organizations that are very involved in the Summer Jobs Program. The first is Meredith Woods Brown, who's the executive director of the Woodlands in Shaker Heights. We have kids in every part of the county who are working as close to their neighborhoods as possible. And so Meredith will give you an example of that. And after that, we'll have Brian Gillooly, who's the executive director of the Belle Isle Puritas Development Corporation. And he'll talk about all the companies that are around here who are benefiting from the kids right in the area. Meredith?
Thank you. When my Director of Community Relations, Tracy Reed, told me that we were going to possibly be partnering with a bunch of teenagers for the summer for volunteerism, I was quite skeptical. I had been familiar with the Youth Opportunities Unlimited, and I found that I was very pleased with the outcome. The young people that we had at our community, which it's working with senior citizens, which is not easy because seniors are very, you're a senior. You've lived a long time, and if you want to say something, you just might. And we were happy with the young people that we had in Shaker Heights because everything we needed for them to do, they did it. In particular, one person stood out, Waverly. And we were very impressed with Waverly. In fact, no matter what situation we would ask Waverly to be involved in, she rose to the occasion. She exceeded expectations. She had a smile. She always asked me, was there anything else you needed me to do? She came on time, and I thought that that was a testament to the people who put together the program for Youth Opportunities Unlimited, and it was a testament to her parents, of course. So we were very pleased with Waverly. And at the Woodlands Assisted Living in Shaker, we will gladly have Youth Opportunities Unlimited again. And yes, we want to offer Waverly a permanent position. So thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming to Belle Isle Puritas here. We serve the West Park neighborhood in Cleveland. We're an organization that started as a residential housing, commercial, industrial kind of development corporation, and there's one like us, Cam's Corners, that also serves West Park in that regard. But with the support of the city, we've built and maintained a strong partnership, especially with the Ward 18 Councilman and Council President Martin Sweeney. And that partnership allowed us to expand our attention beyond the bricks and mortar and build new partnerships that will bring a higher quality of life to West Park residents. In this development corporation, we believe youth development is community development. Thanks to the efforts of young people and the people that support and mentor them, and to MyCom, this community has built programs that meet young people where they are and help them take the next right step to achieve their life goal. With the support of Cuyahoga County, including the County Exec Ed FitzGerald and County Councilman Dale Miller, the people at Youth Opportunities Unlimited, the West Park MyCom has supported dozens of summer jobs for high school students each year, sometimes hundreds for several years now. We got into youth job development because it fits our agency's overall mission, but mainly because in our youth community planning process, the young people from high school advised us, in no uncertain terms, that any activity they wanted to get involved with on their own time should be an activity that leads to a job. Our teenagers are interested in work, and they're looking for the next opportunity to pursue a career. So we're hosting you in celebration of this good program today because of the outstanding success and positive attitude of Alicia Collins. Alicia is a rising senior at our neighborhood pride, John Marshall High School, the oldest of 4 children, and looks up to her mom, who she describes as a hard worker and a good role model. It's her description. She was a strong part of our job preparation workshops that orchestrated by our staff, Nancy and Ian and Rachel, but led by many, Youth Opportunities Unlimited, but especially the youth themselves. They hosted a job fair in the spring that attracted hundreds of youth and tables full of employers for youth employment opportunities. Alicia worked with Miss Charnitha Hall, who I hope will speak later, and 2 other young people, preparing and leading a garden-focused camp for younger children in the neighborhood. She is herself clearly a hard worker and a role model. I understand her aspiration is to become a lawyer, and I believe she's well on her way. Undoubtedly, Alicia can speak for herself, but on behalf of all the young people employed with this summer program, I want to thank Youth Opportunities Unlimited in the county for your commitment to young people shown by the opportunities you provide them.
Hello, my name is Charnitha Hall. I am the Executive Director at Hassani Management, Inc. We are a nonprofit organization working with youth in the community. And basically what we do is we also mainstream youth with special needs in our program, providing social inclusion so they can be among their peers and have the same opportunity as everyone else. We have many initiatives, but our one initiative, Health and Wellness and Sustainability, through our Hassani Garden Camp, works with youth between the ages of 5 through 15 years old. The camp is held on my personal residential ground here in West Park, Ham's Corner. And I was so fortunate to have Youth Opportunities Unlimited partner up with Hassani, as well as Bel Air Puritas Development Corporation, and of course Neighborhood Connections, who provided funding so that we can do this program. I was very pleased with all of my summer workers, but I just wanted to highlight Alicia Collins, who went above and beyond. She basically was exceptional, showed very much leadership skills, and she was a good team player as well. She worked with a lot of the other people that worked with her and kind of got them motivated and made sure that everything that I gave her, she done effectively. So I'm very proud of Alicia, and I'm very fortunate to have this opportunity to speak about our wonderful organization, Hassani Management, Inc. I'd like to thank, again, Ian, Nancy Baxter, Brian, the entire Bel Air Puritas Development Corporation. I'd definitely like to thank you, Mr. FitzGerald, and Youth Opportunities Unlimited. This is a wonderful program. As said before, I remember as a young teenager, my first job was through a summer job program. At the time, it was called STEP, or JTPA program, and I remember opening up my first paycheck and so excited about making some money. It wasn't $7.85 back then, but I understand. So thank you again. Thank you.
I think we're done. I just want to thank you for hosting us, Brian. Thanks for everybody that participated. Again, I think this is a great example of when government works with the nonprofit sector and the private sector. Carol, your organization has been fantastic. And girls, good luck to you. Don't accept a job. Let me negotiate the okay? Don't take the first salary that they offer. But we appreciate y'all being out here and sharing this this happy moment and good news with us. Thanks for coming. Good luck to you. Well,